Hello and welcome everyone, this is Sado here, and as usual this time of the year we've got a tournament. I just need to make sure that the stream is online. Okay. Hopefully it will be. Forgot there's a delay, but yeah, okay. So I can check in 10 minutes, I guess. Alright, so this is the first game that I'm showing this year in this tournament. It's between 8K David and MK Zoltan against two guys from MK, Rinhamus and Evil Papagali. They started fighting now, and the colors are really bad for viewing this, but we'll try to do this. Somehow Zoltan and Rinhamus are very far away from the battlefield. It's a bit of a funny map because there's I just noticed it's a new map for this tool, I guess, and it only has two types of army, I guess. Seems like David is not using his shooters. It's a bit ridiculous because he's just... I don't get it. But it looks like Zoltan and David will easily win this because it was a 1v2. But let's see what Rinhamus does. Whoopsie. Well, Rinhamus is kinda doomed, I guess. Alright. So they start banning maps now. So let's switch to the banning screen. Alright. We've got 9 maps in the tournament, and each team, if I remember correctly, I think each team will ban 2 of the maps. Let me see it quickly in the rules. The rules say... they definitely say something. Map selection, play a tactical game. The winner team is Team A. They ban 2 maps first. That would mean that Zoltan and 80K David will ban 2 maps first. And at the end, Team A also chooses locations first, which I think is fair. I think in previous tournaments that rule was not enforced. Instead, there was a rule that Team B was choosing locks, which was sometimes kinda bad. But maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Right now, it's definitely good. Anyway, seems like we're banning E-Day and Friend of the Forest. But Team B can pick them up. Yeah, indeed. So this is somewhat balanced, I guess. Somewhat. Because the last 2 banned maps are for Team B then. But oh yeah, okay. So never mind. I think nothing changed actually from the previous tournaments because yeah, I think it was exactly the same. Um, what else do we have here for regarding the maps that are left? We've got Across the Desert and Shadow Realm, two classics. One is original, the other one was done by well-known map maker Coaches12, who made only two maps but really good ones. We also got I recognize two maps that were introduced in the previous tournament, Plankton from Thunder and Frozen Friendship. I'm not sure who made it, maybe Zoltan. Let me see quickly if I have it. Okay, I don't have it on my computer, so I want to check it right now. Yep, seems like Zolti is getting impatient just as we are getting impatient waiting for... Alright, Reprisal of Oda's map from Benny and Across the Desert are getting banned. There's a high chance Plankton will be played because in the previous tournament I believe it was the most overplayed map because everyone kept banning all the other maps and Plankton somehow maybe 50% of the games were played on it. Definitely enough for me to notice that I was streaming way too many games for that map. But actually, it's banned. Wow. I would like to see a game there, but it seems like the choice is between Falling Down, Frozen Friendship, and Shadow Realm. And that means Rinhamus and Evil Papagal will have to pick something. If I know them well, then I'm wondering maybe they would think about choosing Shadow Realm. But I don't know actually. Let's just wait and see what happens. What do they pick? Come on. Right. Oh, come on. Only 3 maps left. I was still waiting for Nihamus and Evil Papagali to decide. Maybe somebody will be wondering what was my thinking when I was choosing which game to stream today. To be honest, I could stream all of them. I had a strange feeling that this might be pretty even game, that's why I picked it. But we also were supposed to have today Hakuna versus CryptoFans, which would be Bitcoin Forever and Golem versus Regis and Miki. Okay, but they banned Shadow Realm and Frozen Friendship. So they're going to play on Thunder's map called Falling Down. Alright. The man on the edge, but we all know who that man is. Every single map with a description, this color is made by Thunder. Everyone knows that. Alright, so let me just quickly check. Yeah, the stream seems to be working fine. So this is probably a good time to alright. They need some time probably to check the locations. But seems like they chose the locks. I'll just ensure that it's according to the rules. Falling down any side versus any side. Wait, is it right? 1, 2, 5, 6. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, let me just quickly send the links. Okay, I noticed I think I used 2 microphones at the same time. But now I fixed that problem. Almost starting. Yep. For those wondering, 80k David is not the same David as the one who played a lot of tournaments in the past few years. And they're both from the same country to make it even more confusing. The David that you might be thinking about is the one that is also playing a game today, but he's from MK clan. So yeah, to those who joined just now, we've got a game between 3 players from Mighty Kingdom clan and 1 player from 80k. David and Zoltan versus Rinhamus and Evil Papagali. The game just started. Zoltan and David won the fighting part, which means that they could choose the locations. While the last bans were done by Evil Papagali and Rinhamus. So there's probably going to pass quite some time before something interesting happens, as usual in these KaM games. We've got Zolti and David on the right side, with Rinhamus and Evil Papagali on the left. Let's start by looking at the map, just ensuring I'm not lagging out too much. Alright, should probably do this. Yeah. The map's quite open, I would say. There's not that many obstacles, so I'm guessing the fights will be, because of the open terrain, it's hard to say what will happen, but I think might be a little campy because it's too easy to make a mistake in such a battlefield. But I guess we'll see what happens. I also think the distance between the locations is quite big, and it's although also the distance between the two adjacent locations, especially on the right side, is somewhat well, maybe it's not a huge distance, but it's I don't know actually. I'm not that familiar with this map. I think I played it a couple of times, but it was a really long time ago, so I need to take a look at all the locations now. Yeah, one thing is for sure, the resources are quite far for all the players. Although Rinhamus has quite nice gold compared to the others, I think. Iron is really annoying in case of all the players here. Zoltan is... His location theoretically has gold somewhat far away. But he did a pretty interesting thing. Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention and forgot about it is that if I'm right, then all the maps in this tournament are randomized, which means I mean the storehouse placement is randomized. That's why you can never know how ridiculous your storehouse placement will be, and sorry, especially on maps like Plankton, it's pretty important to have a good location of the storehouse. You can see that Zoltan got somewhat annoying but livable location. Definitely better for David. For Rinhamus, it's not the best, but he can live with it, I guess. It's somewhat like for Zoltan, I think. And then for Eevee Papagali, it balances itself out with David's placement, I think. Maybe slightly harder, but it's not a big deal because he's got the stone mountains quite close. Shout out to Centurion, if it's the same Centurion I remember, but I'm pretty sure it is. He also did a couple streams in the past from the remake, then later moved on to stream other games. and he yeah, and okay, forgot what I was talking about. About the storehouse locations. Mm, Considering Hamus is risking a little bit with the amount of stonemasons, I think it's a good gamble. Mm, this is a bit of a stretch though. Um, to go for this one, but I mean, why not? He was more interested in the woodcutters, obviously here. Because he could just as well make all the stonemasons here, but the wood will be quite useful. So while he was doing it here, he might just as well make the stonemasons on the top. It's also not too bad for your base to make the stonemasons in a bit different areas. So there's if you are able to move to make the buildings somewhere here. In this situation, however, I'm not sure because he will build a lot of buildings here. So it will not change too much that he makes the stonemasons in a different spot here. I think actually it's going to be um, so I wouldn't call it a mistake. It's just interesting choice. It has its upsides and downsides, so it all depends how he wants to build now, I guess. And yeah, how about we take a look at Zolti? I had a feeling that his stat was quite robust, and he's going for the third woodcutter here. Got plenty of roads. Pretty nicely built stonemasons. These ones will work pretty well, I guess. Although they will not reach these mountains, so he's going to make a few more later, I guess. And now he's aiming to go for the his many. Yeah, I was about to say that he's gonna make a farm here along the way to the gold. I'm not quite sure if this is the best choice. I don't know what's his plan here. I would probably rather make the farms here. But and yeah, and put the gold smelter somewhere there. Still, I believe he can make a road over here. Yep. So this means he can make the gold production this spot, which is a pretty good one, I think, for the production. Probably aiming to do more farms. Maybe not here, more like here, I guess. Uh, looking at 80k David. Oh, that base is quite stretched at the moment. Although it's nice that he already has plenty of woodcutters, and they are automatically nicely separated from the rest of the base. So he can just forget about them for the time being. Maybe make one more here later on, because there's plenty of trees here that he would surely not want to waste. Or maybe one more here would be even better idea, because it's he's just right here. So yeah. Mexic anus. Yep. Yeah. One downside of the delay in the tournaments is that the communication with chat can't be instant, so I can't really talk to people who write to me, and I have to type to them. But I didn't see Mr. Pooh in a while, so I thought he'd come to TeamSpeak when he was playing, but maybe he just didn't come and played some League. We're 18 minutes in the game. Look at Ivy Papagali. I'm not sure I like this design, because well, one interesting thing is that nothing happens in the base. What's the problem? At this point of time, if your serfs are standing still, then something's very wrong in the base. How many builders? 19. Those should be fine. I don't understand. He just didn't make buildings for a while, I think. That's the issue. But yeah, he needs that road, and you can see there's a little mistake here, that there's one very annoying road there near the storehouse, where all of the movement in the base happens. So he definitely needs this one, and I'm happy to see that he also realized that. Another one, maybe, I'm not sure if here would be the best idea, maybe here, or even here later on. Sorry, because this one point lets serfs walk between two parts of the city, and even if right now it's manageable, because there's not a lot of stuff happening in the base yet. Later on it will be a huge problem, so he definitely has to fix that. His base looks somewhat similar to the style that David is going for. Interesting place for barracks, by the way, if that's going to be barracks. So, I mean, yeah. It's really huge. I'm not sure I like it. But he has to do this. Okay, he wants to go for the gold production at the same... Oh, crap. Wait a second. This is not good. So David is really behind with the gold production. This is going to be painful. Not quite sure why he made two... gold mines at the same time. I mean, it didn't hurt him much. Yeah, it's probably... it's probably... it's probably good that he has two of them so they can catch up, but he's going to have a massive problem with the gold production for a while. On the other hand, though, he has a lot of roads to do, so he has plenty of things to do in the meantime. So he's probably going to be fine. He could make more... oh, by the way, I don't think there's... oops, sorry. There's a lot of gold in this mountain, so he will definitely have to rebuild this on the right side later on. But I guess for now it's not a huge problem. Let's take a look at Zolti. Oh, I like what I see. You can see that he makes the base on a draft of a rectangle, and he... Yeah, I mean, with the resources split that he has here between the stone mountain on the left and the gold on the right, at the bottom, if he was really insisting to go there, and with the stars here, that's the best you can do. And the next best thing would be to keep making buildings here, but I also think I would make the gold smelters on the right. I think I mentioned that a few minutes ago. So that's a really good choice. Look at the ridiculously short distance between the gold and coal mines and the gold smelters, and then to the school. I really like this setup. It's definitely going to be pretty nicely working gold production, even if it's a little late, as you can see. But I'm starting to think that this is probably an occupational hazard or of playing this map, because you can notice that every single player has gold problems. Their distances are ridiculous. I think maybe Evil Papagali might have had his first smelter on time. I'm not sure. Sorry, not sure though. You can see David is making some movement towards the right side here. He has to leave some space for the... Yeah, this is... Long term, this is going to be a good choice. His base is looking ridiculous, but this is not his fault. The location is pretty challenging. Although, that being said, if I wanted to play here with this storehouse location, I would probably try to move the farms to the right, and while making them keep going to the bottom to take these iron mines, and then make the iron buildings up all the way up to the storehouse or something like this, and maybe make the these buildings on the right, something like this, you know, and maybe later I would put some farms here, because this is a pretty nice spot for farms, but the problem is that you have to also go for gold and for iron at somewhat the same time. So I think we should probably just wait a bit and see what happens here. It's not the worst setup. He will have to make a few more buildings in this area soon, and here probably the next ones. Yeah, I'm a bit worried only about the gold, because it's pretty far away, and especially It's always going to be a problem when you make the gold smelters so far away from the coal mines, and you can see that the serfs have nothing else to do in this area. There's only one woodcutter there, and these coal mines. So I'm not quite sure how it works for the gold smelters, but I'm pretty sure that once there's more stuff to do, they will have they will have. There's stop going here, you know. They'll just choose another tasks which are closer, for example. So he has to really think about making more buildings in this area and expand towards the top at this moment. But no matter what he does, this is a really challenging location, and he's not going to have as good of a result as on any other map. One thing is for sure, though. I think David is a player who played a lot of long peacetime games. So this kind of location feels probably better to him than the small lags on the regular maps. Um, okay, maybe let's take a look at. Okay, let's start with even Papagali. Yeah, you can see now he has pretty nice shortcuts, and at this point of time, this should be enough. You can see he might think about making this road as the next step, but for now, it's not too bad. There will be less movement here once he makes the buildings. But yeah. In the Hamus's base. Oh, yeah, he's got a bit of a similar problem to David because the iron is ridiculously far away. So no matter what he does, it's not going to be great. So he will have to settle for good enough on this location. That being said, I think his situation is a bit easier because he could have done this in a bit different way. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. For example, about. I mean, it depends how big of a base he wants to have. Because the ideal base here would have eventually all the woodcutters, so we're here. Maybe here, and take up the rest of the space for the buildings, but this is definitely a huge lack that you can't build over too quickly. So he did a few compromises here with the farms, for example. These ones are obviously fine. I'm not sure about these ones. Maybe if you take a look at the tiles over here, he could easily fit one more building like the pig farms or something like this here, and move the farms a bit further to the bottom, and it would still be fine. I have a feeling that something's not working too well, and that might be the stone. or the amount of serves. It's hard to say. I miss the statistics from beta a lot, but okay, so he's got 34 when Papagali has 49. Yep, that's what I thought. 42 and 52. Yeah, Hamus is a bit behind with the serves, and you can feel it when you look at the amount of stuff that is happening in the base. I'm guessing we should compare him somewhat to David at this moment. Oh, is he really going to make the barracks in this spot? This is interesting. It's weird. I'm not quite sure if this is efficient building. Doing something like this at this point of time. Oh, and definitely these iron buildings here. I was sure he's gonna make them there, but okay. But let me think about it. He has to bring 2 pieces of stuff here, and then 1 piece of stuff here, and the second from here. Yeah, so 3 things from here need to be moved to iron and armor or weapon smithies to produce 1 weapon. When that weapon could be the only thing to move from the bottom. Yeah, it's a pretty strange mistake. He shouldn't have made these buildings here for sure. Especially when he's got space for it. Of course, the swine farms also have to be somewhat close to the farms. But I guess it could be done. Oh, look, he's blocking himself from using this space as well. So here goes another mistake we can see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for a while it looked alright. Maybe not 100% efficient, but pretty nice. And now seems like he has some problems. I think the inn was invaded by everyone, and he doesn't have a spot here below the inn, so they all clogged up. Also, he was trying to deliver all the timber to the storehouse, which was another little mistake here. Oh, there's no road here yet because he's building it. Okay. All right. Well, given that there's only 20 minutes till peacetime, I would estimate his army about 40 troops on peacetime. That does not bode well for his and Zoltan's team. On the other hand, while Zoltan doesn't have a lot of weapons produced, I'm strangely sure of him, and I'm not too worried yet. Because his base looks somewhat compact, and compared to the other bases, I think the only base that really looks like a proper KaM base with buildings in the right places and as compact as it can be on this lock. Really nicely separated woodcutters and farms. So if he didn't screw up timings, it should be quite nice. I don't really understand why he has so few weapons though. But alright, I guess we'll see in due time what happens here. In the meantime, you can see the left side's. Seems like Wilhelmus is still has still no barracks. But Wilhelmus's base, if you don't look at the bottom here, is reasonably compact now as well. He didn't have a lot of choice over the placement of the gold of the Iron Mountain, obviously. So he did what he could. Probably the only better thing to do would be to move these new 3 buildings on the right here. But that's the best he can do on such a crappy lock. Given the fact that he's got the coal very, very far away from his base. But it's pretty strange. It seems like almost like the production for all the players, the weapon production is somewhat bad. The only normal looking barracks at this point of time are those in Evil Papagali's base. That's weird. Expected a lot more. Of course, this is a pretty challenging map. Hello to Harry. But yeah, this base is a pretty compact one. I think when I said Zoltan's base looks like the only one that looks compact, I think at least right now you can also say the same thing about Evil Papagali, and you can see it in the barracks as well. Really nice separation of farms from the rest of the base. Same for the woodcutters. Quite ridiculous placement for barracks, quite rushy, but whatever he likes, I guess. You could think about the one more road on the right here, but these traffic jams that he has here are not too terrible. This is only momentary because of the influx of builders walking down from the top through the heart of the base. Because why not? Okay, 15 minutes left. Let's try to take a quick look at the bases. Evil Papagali has 6 woodcutters, pretty much standard build, no horses yet, 8 farms, some leather production. Zoltan, on the other hand, only 6 farms, 5 woodcutters, similar leather production, but one more farm if I see correctly. Yep. So neither Zoltan nor the Papagali have any horses, but Zolti has one more pig farm, so it looks slightly better. Rinamus also 6, just like his teammate, woodcutters. Slightly worse leather protection, slightly slower. 6 farms. And finally, David, 6 farms, only 5 farmers. Also similar leather production to the others players. 8 woodcutters, pretty nice. Also for piggies, just like Zolti, and he has he's thinking about making 2 stables. That's weird. Needs a lot more farms for that. I didn't take a look how many. Also only 3 swine farms. I mean, yeah, for 6 it's a little few, I guess. Yeah, sadly regarding the beta, I'm not quite sure if it will ever move forward due to reasons not known to everyone, I guess. It's a shame, but it's nothing we can do, I guess. There's nothing we can do with it, I guess. Papagai's base seems pretty much complete. Hamus seems to be eyeing the extra iron mountain. Oh, he's definitely eyeing it for sure. Yeah, you can see that he wants to make more buildings. He's kind of going the Pista 90 style here, I guess. Maybe not the amount of farms. So yeah, maybe. Never mind. I didn't say that. I mean, this base is going to work well once everything is done, I guess. I'm a little worried about the amount of food, though, because it's going to be a huge base and only 6 farms and no place to make more of them. It looks a little worrying for the Inhamus, in my opinion. Although he still has a lot of food in the storehouse, so maybe he still got some time to do something with it. Zoltan. It's pretty interesting that only the Papagali has 8 farms and the others have less, 6 or maybe 7. Zolti's base is pretty full of buildings, a little screw up here because he has some unused space, but otherwise looks pretty good. Big shame that he has no horses, but he's going for mod spammy style. I wouldn't say I'm satisfied with his iron because it's a little... Although on this map... Oh no, but he has it pretty close. Yeah, I guess. Could be a bit better, maybe. David. least he's got 3 gold smelters. This is nice, because otherwise it will be really hard for him to keep up with the amount of having a good amount of recruits. Oh, look at that! Just like I predicted, and pretty early, these gold smelters are already empty, and this explains his problems with recruits. Oh gosh. I'm not even sure if he's going to have... well, he still has some gold here. Oh yeah, definitely has to destroy these ones, and yeah. Sorry, it's a real shame for it's a real shame for David. He had a few quite minor, but not so minor after a while mistakes. So my prediction regarding the amount of army might still be valid. He still has 5 minutes, but I think he will struggle to make a lot of recruits in the next 5 minutes, because his gold smelters only just started working well. Right, we'll wait 2 minutes maybe, and then go through all the barracks and what players have in them. So let's take a very quick look at all the bases before we do that. Looking at Evil Papagali and Zoltan's bases, they look pretty nice, at least when you look at them. While looking at Rihamus's base, it also looks pretty nice right now, although this area is somewhat inefficient, but he doesn't really have any other choice with this location. Yeah, David's build right now also seems to be efficient. When you look at it, it looks like that at least. But he's had a few issues in the meantime. Alright, 2 minutes left, so let's take a look at Evil and Zolti and compare their barracks. Evil Papagali has 1 horse more, a lot less leather. Comparable iron production. Yeah, so this one's for Zolti. Nice job, Zoltan. Although he doesn't have stables, which means that in the long run, probably Evil Papagali might have more interesting base, but I don't know, actually. Zolti will have a lot of leather, so yeah, and Evil Papagali has only 50 recruits, so that's another problem. Alright, fight, and then we take a look at Randtour' versus David. Very similar, almost the same. Yeah, the only difference is that Randtour has a couple more horses, while David has only one. So, but this means, however feeble this advantage would be, in the horse amount, the left side still has 7 of them, while the right side has 2. So they will be able to scout, that's nice, but not much more than that. So yeah, we've got 2 players even on the bottom, and 2 players on the top where Zoltan is slightly better. On the other hand, I have a feeling that overall there's a chance the left side will be better in the fight, but it's hard to say. I think I have no opinion about Evil, Papagali and David. Regarding Zoltan and Hamus, I think they're pretty good in fighting, but I think David. I can't say how long David plays because he used to play the higher priest times, and the fighting there is somewhat different. So I would wager my money on Rinhamus and Evil Papagali having an advantage in the fighting part. Um, so it it all depends on whether the advantage of Zoltan's troops, which is not that big, but you can feel it, but not that much. It will be enough to be better than the left side. I guess we'll see in a couple minutes, so I'll take a little short break, and we'll be back soon. I can see we're only waiting for Evil Papagali. And we're about to start the fight. Here we go. Seems like the players are not fans of towers, except for Evil Papagali. And it's weird because the entrances to their bases are pretty... okay, maybe not that easy to defend. I don't know, but 5 towers is probably enough to do this. Especially, yeah, for Zolti and Evil Papagali, and maybe for David it's also manageable. Yeah, a bit worse for Hamus if he wants to keep the buildings he's got here. Right, let's check what happens after peacetime. We start with the scouting period. There's not a lot of horses to do the scouting. I just need to check. It's weird. This level of zoom I have 50 something FPS. I zoom out only once more and it drops to 20. But alright. Looking at the middle of the map. Seems like the left side has a bit better scouting on the sides, but I'm not sure if it makes any difference. The right side has slightly better scouting in the middle, not by far, but still. Mm. Alright, let's start the camp fest. Armies are gathering in the middle, quite slowly, but they are. I think I might steal that moment to get some drink, because nobody's going to attack. Yeah, not much happened. Okay. It's always a good moment, right before the fighting starts, to take a look at everyone's food production and inns. I'll do that from the battlefield, just checking the inns first, and oh, my hotkeys are missing. Let me re-add them. Right, so is Sultan doing something here? Wouldn't be the worst idea, I mean. He has some possibilities to go there. It's a shame he doesn't see this though, because this is a perfect spot to start shooting the serfs and recruits. Yeah, pretty interesting. And they've got opportunity to do that, I guess. Right, so I'll try to check the amount of food buildings. Evil Papagali has one bakery and one butcher. Second one is going to be made soon, which sounds quite nice, I think. So 3 good buildings. Oh, and fourth building would be Vineyard. Zoltan has 2 butchers, and with 4 piggies it might be enough. It's a bit risky, I guess. Oh, but I just noticed how many coal mines he made. He's definitely going for a double iron production, which is going to be massive soon. Might need one more iron smithy, at least one more. There's loads of iron on this map, by the way. They're somewhat evenly matched, I think, right now. Zolti has interesting tactical possibilities. Oh, maybe never mind, because they've got... Right. Somehow it looks to Mira like... Well, Zolti has a little more troops, but it's not a huge difference. And it's a real shame he didn't try to catch him here. And speaking of catching, I've got a feeling that David and Inhamus might start fighting soon. That's how it looks like, at least. Oh, and Evil Papagal is trying to go around Zolti. How much does he sees it? Yeah, okay. Should have went like here. Would be virtually undetected. Could even walk, maybe not to his base directly, but pretty close to it. Anyway, I was checking Zolti's field buildings. Yeah, slightly less impressive than Evil Papagali. But in Hamus with only 2 butchers and that's it, so similar to Zoltan. And David, whoopsie, David, 3 butchers. That's unnecessary. With 4 piggies, he's never going to use that. Although it's some, I guess it's nice in case one of them dies. That's the only upside I can see. Okay. It's a bit of a shootout on at the bottom here. And David is storming. Interesting. They've got a better position because Zoltan can keep moving back to the bottom. But Zoltan is not really using this. I believe he should start going back. Like here, for example. But I think he's going to try and start fighting. I think it's pretty good for Linhamus, although I can see that Zolti and David are going around with their army and they might break through, yeah. It looks really good on the bottom for them. But I'm pretty sure that Evil Papagali will win here. This has to be used, maybe, or maybe not. There's only militia here. It might be a draw because there's plenty of shooters on both sides, so most of these troops will probably die soon. But it turns out like David won on the bottom and now he's moving his troops to the top, so Rinhaus and Evil Papakali have a problem. But another problem is coming here. But Zoltan has enough troops for this. Yeah, now depending on how well they do this, they might win this. David and Zoltan. To be honest, I expected Evil Papagali and Rinhamus to have a better chance. But it was a pretty nice fight from Zolti and David. Kudos to them. Let's see what happens now. Seems like Zolti doesn't need melee when he has bowman. Although I believe this is a legitimate tactic, but for it to work, somebody would have to start shooting first, right? Now I think the right side is making some mistakes. Look at this snake here, and this army is a bit smaller than it was. They should just make a nice formation and keep advancing on these bows. And they're not doing that. They might lose their momentum. They shouldn't just stand here. They should attack. Still, this is a huge map, so maybe they're a bit afraid of that. But yeah, I think that they might be too slow. They might be too slow with their attack. Although, now I see this. Yeah, with these reinforcements, it might be GG. Some coming from there as well. Yeah. Pretty massive army from Zoltan's barracks. Loads of swordmen. It would be pretty nice for them to catch Evil Papagali in open space right now. Although I doubt he will allow them to do that. I wonder what he's gonna do with these horses, because that's the one advantage the left side has over the right. One and only, because the right side has a lot of troops now. Now it turns out, however, that the left side, I mean, Ivi Papagali is somewhat evenly matched with Zoltan, because Zoltan has more troops. Does he actually have more troops? Not quite sure. It's somewhat evenly matched. But definitely David has more than Rinhamus, and that's something they should use, really. Oh, but David is bringing a lot of troops as well. Yeah, once they've got this ready, it can be interesting. But they cannot wait forever. I guess the timing has to be good for the both players' reinforcements to come. Somehow it doesn't seem to me like Hamus's reinforcements are that big. Looking at this army here, nothing joined it practically. No recruits. Some gold problems or what? I don't understand it. Supposed to look fine, but let's take a look at the tab because the right side has a lot of troops. Twice as many, maybe 1.5 as many, 1.5 times as many. I don't know. Ah, they don't see a lot, by the way. So they don't even know where the army is and how small army Hamus has right now. I think they should try scouting here. Might always be useful because these horses... I mean, I'm not even sure if they realize that there's an entrance there, but yeah. Yep, they're trying to scout a little bit. And this horse almost died, I guess. Alright, now the question is, will they attack well or... I think David is going to attack soon. Because he's moving his troops around. Just still bringing some reinforcements. Looks like a recruit problem for the Zolti. Oh yeah, this is terrible, and he's gonna lose these ones pretty soon as well. He should start making the gold mines right away. Because right now he's got only 2 of them for 3 buildings, if I see correctly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it, but I think they're about to attack, at least start shooting the left side. So let's switch to the battle. Yeah, I think that the reinforcements are almost here, so they started moving. And David already has a couple horses, so... But same for Nihamus actually. Alright, oh, so far this horse is pretty lucky. Oh, they're gonna catch them? Not yet. It's risky using these in the fight early on, though. And it seems like the left side is going to catch. Alright. And that's not a good catch. I mean, it's good for the left side. These guys are blocking. Yep. Okay, at least he caught this, but it's going to be tough in the middle. This should be easy for the Zoltan to win. David should do alright. Yeah, I think the right side will win this. I would be surprised to see otherwise happen. Although this is a bit annoying. Yeah, but look at this. All they have to do is just kill this now. And this if they can. Yeah, and it's GG. There's still a lot of bowmen left, but there are the towers here. This might be a problem. But it seems like Zoltan doesn't care. And he's losing entire army right now for free, by the way. Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. Now they can just shoot it out. Come on. Now they really have to push. Yeah, that was utterly stupid from Zoltan. He decimated his own swordmen for nothing. Yeah, good job. Maybe David can still save the day, but they have to act really fast right now. You always use your bowmen to empty the towers if you have to invade somebody's base like that. This is really, really bad. And now they're going back. Why? Come on. You should just push. If you lost so many on the but they don't see it. But still, come on. They should just keep pushing somewhere, anywhere. Even here, that's not the worst idea, I guess. But they should do it right now before the enemy has more troops. And now Evil Papagali can do whatever he wants. Oh, well. David is doing this the safe way, and I think Papagali will try to sandwich David's troops. I don't think they have enough to do this. But what the left side might be able to do is to trick David into thinking that he's going to be attacked soon by a huge army from Inhamus. Obviously that's not gonna happen because, well, his base is somewhat hungry or something. But if Inhamus is if Nihamus is going to play his cards right, even with such a small army, he can be a painful enemy. Yeah, and look at this. Come on, Zolti. That's not... You don't do such mistakes in tournaments. Come on. Even right now, if they see the barracks are dead... Oh, by the way, David about to make the same mistake now. Come on. Don't do this. You guys don't have enough melee. Come on. Yeah, now he's gonna lose. Yep. Okay. Okay, Zolti coming with a few more troops. Alright, David finally started doing something a bit better. Oh well, he's gonna lose these horses, but at least he's gonna shoot them. Yeah, and they see the barracks, so now they'll finally advance. Okay, this is interesting. Oh. It's not a good maneuver here, but... I mean, I have my doubts if David can keep up and advance on both fronts at the same time. The bottom will be more important because the top is probably easy win for the right side given the quality of melee here. Oh, this is annoying, by the way. But Zolti has some horses, so should be fine. At the bottom, similar problem though, because David lost all melee, and this is going to be an issue. And yeah, they lose their entire army. They don't know what to do. Come on. Don't do this. Keep advancing and keep shooting. Come on. He just made... I mean, Zolti is doing quite fine on his own here, but he's gonna lose his entire melee now. Like, for nothing. Okay, this is not the worst position, but these bows are going to be dead pretty soon if they don't do something. Yeah, it's going to be extremely hard to go to save them right now. Okay, now they have a chance. Come on, start shooting. Yeah, and now the final blow. Come on. With this amount of army, they can easily just kill this if they do it right. Okay, that might work actually. They don't have enough, but that might work. I think that might work. They need to keep sending reinforcements, and they are actually. So they might actually win because the barracks are in a really weird spot. So yeah, yeah, I think that's a win. It's really okay. I mean, Hammers with some reinforcements. They have to kill as much of these as possible right now. But I think they're in a pretty good spot, and Zolti is also coming with some reinforcements. So yeah, even Papagalis Bauman are dead, and Zolti's three swordmen are going to be enough to defend this. GG. Pretty sure it's GG. Turn around, and there we go. That should be fine. One barracks blocked. Somehow Nihamus started making reinforcements at this point of the game. That's funny, I guess. But yeah, there's many reinforcements coming. It's nothing that they can stop now. So officially, Nihamus and Evil Papagali lose this game to Zoltan and ATK David. I think it was a good one. The 1 hour 23. That's not too bad, I guess. Yeah, yeah, pretty nice game, pretty nice fights. It's not like 2 hour gaming, but it was fun to watch, I think. All right. Oh, hold on. Might save as well. All right. GG. Let's take a quick look at the stats before I say goodbye. You can see theoretically the right side had better amount of soldiers. How did it work for David? Because I thought his stat was not that good, but later on I think he was much better for some reason. Hard to say. Maybe I should take a look here. Yeah, at some point, like when Nihamus stayed in one spot, David not only surpassed Rinehamus but also Evil Papagali with his production. So yeah, I mean, you can see the high peacetime experience shine here because at 75 peacetime he would have better army than Evil Papagali and started being even better later on. So yeah, that's a nice comeback with his base. Iron Graph, yeah, I had a feeling Zolti is going to be the best here. Definitely, the iron was a pretty important thing for the right side team. Even if Rinhamus also had a better iron production, you couldn't really feel it that much. And David had the worst, but you couldn't feel it either. That it was not too good because his Zoltan and David had massive leather production, much better than their left side team, starting from 60 minutes into the game, and that was probably the deciding factor. And I also had a feeling that Wilhelmus is going to have a really bad gold stats. Yep, you could see it throughout the game that at some point of time he just stopped producing recruits, and that was one of the reasons that they lost. Alright, I gotta mention the kills from Evil Papagali though. He's lost, but he has the best kills, which is quite nice. Alright, yeah, so yeah, thank you for watching this game. I think I'll try to do one stream per week, but we'll see. I'm definitely not going to do too much this year. I just want to chill and make a stream once in a while. So stay tuned for the mod, and also remember to watch the other streams. I think the only guy who does it in English would be Rita Destodes. There's also Vovets, but his streams are in Russian. So yeah, definitely recommend to watch all the games from this tournament. Yeah, and stay tuned for more. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.